Nani?
Why you want me to start it?
Yeah, okay, you haven't started in a very long time. You've been...
I started in 2 weeks. It rotates.
I'm pretty sure it hasn't been rotating. You've been very cranky lately.
Pretty sure I did it the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
Bullshit that I did the week before that. Cause I
No, I did it the week before that.
I'll bet you right now. If I'm right, you get a -1.
What? Oh, he's so scared about eating this sandwich.
He's just not confident in his extreme roast predictions.
No, he's not.
Whatever.
Because he's so scared of it. Because he's trying to get me to take negatives left and right.
I'm so unconfident, but yet I'm the longest ranking champion.
You asked me to take a -5 on Extreme Rules.
What?
Yeah. It was real simple. He almost said yes.
What was the condition for that?
I did not almost say yes for one. I instantly said no.
No.
I instantly said no.
Truth.
I instantly said no, and it was to buy a pack of cigarettes. Knowing I'm quitting.
From -5. Fair trade. I'd buy it and everything.
What is wrong with you?
Nothing. He's hurting.
He's trying to quit.
It's okay. I'm not trying to quit anything, so it doesn't really involve anything around me.
He's trying to quit out of eating the sandwich when he loses at Extreme Rules.
Well, you two are in cohorts with each other, so whatever.
We're in cohorts.
Cohorts.
It's cahoots.
Cohorts.
I don't work with him.
Yes, you do.
He does not work with me. I don't work with him.
No.
Denying yourself.
You are the two scheming some shit.
I'm not scheming anything.
Yeah, alright. You got this nice guy acting, him trying to fucking...
The minute I knew that you were starting to, like, say some shit to me, I haven't done anything, but you just, like, automatically...
No, because I don't trust you.
I'm like, alright, this bitch is the one that can't be trusted. No. Not Eric.
Because I don't trust you.
You two are doing something.
I don't fucking trust you.
I don't trust you.
I damn sure don't trust him, but I don't trust you.
You live with him.
I don't trust him.
Yeah, I can see that fucking smile.
Well, then, there's nothing going on, but welcome to the Phenomenal Wrestling Podcast.
And now we're just going to change the fucking subject.
See?
Once again, it's Synyster here with...
See what?
Christ.
I know exactly what you're doing.
Can I finish the opening?
He knows what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
He knows what I'm doing. But I'm not even doing shit, because I'm just not dealing with whatever the fuck you two are planning.
Sure.
Oh my...
Sure.
Well, welcome to the Phenomenal Wrestling Podcast, now that I can actually finish this. Synyster here alongside Nell and Zell again.
You know, you're like a borderline scumbag.
Oh, here we go.
I'm a borderline scumbag.
Yes, with him.
I'm not working
I
with
know
him.
you are.
I'm not.
God
Why
damn
would
it.
I waste my time with this piece of shit?
I actually liked you, and then you got and pissed me off.
I didn't fucking do anything.
Yeah. So
You're
did
the
I.
one teaming with him.
Say one more time. How can you disrespect me like that?
Because it's something you would do.
Oh.
Whatever it takes
Really?
to keep your fucking title.
Really?
You're not as bad as
Really?
him. You're not as bad as
Whatever
him. I'll say that.
Really?
But whatever it takes to keep your title.
This motherfucker.
Am I wrong?
Now I'm swearing.
Am I wrong?
Yes, you are.
I'm wrong.
I won this fair and square.
Whatever it takes to keep it, though.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I'll put it online right now.
Right now for what? For fucking what? Tell me. Tell.
See? I know what you're doing, and it's not gonna work.
He said, see,
So
bro,
fuck
if you're gonna offer me a fucking title match, I'm gonna hear it out.
Okay.
Obviously. I'm not gonna fucking pass on it without hearing the conditions.
Well,
Was this your fucking plan?
was what my plan?
God, I hate you.
I'm just trying to get through this podcast, and here, you guys keep bringing this up.
That's exactly what you want me to do, isn't it, son of a bitch?
Do the
You want
fucking
me to defend
podcast.
this.
No.
That way, if you lose, you eat the sandwich.
No.
And we do whatever he
Oh
wants
my
to
god.
do.
Do the fucking podcast.
No!
Do the fucking
Asshole.
podcast.
That's not it!
Do the fucking
What? Then
podcast.
what's it? You just said that's not it. Then there is an it.
There is no it.
Oh my god.
It's me buying in.
You're fucking
Just shut the
scheming.
fuck up and do the
You're
podcast.
scheming.
I'm not
You're
scheming.
scheming.
Do the fucking
And you're
podcast.
trying to change the fucking subject.
Yes, because I don't want to talk about this anymore.
You're scheming.
I'm not scheming.
Full of shit.
I'm not scheming. Let's go, Raw.
You're the reason why this podcast gets a dislike.
Or maybe it was your Raw review.
Probably.
After Brother Sinestro had to call you out on your fuck up.
Oh yeah? Really? Really?
Yes.
Wonder, which website are you using today to do your NXT review?
None. Because
Really?
I've been
For the
watching.
first time in a fucking long ass time.
Actually, I haven't been using since I
Really?
switched. Yeah.
Really? Because I could have sworn last week that's what you were doing.
No, I had notes.
Bullshit.
Bullshit? How much should I make a bet?
Bullshit.
Put the title on the line?
See?
put the title
See?
online?
God, you're so sleazy.
No, you want to
You're
call me a
so
liar. I don't
fucking
like being called a liar.
You're so sleazy.
And here are my notes from last week.
Great, awesome.
Apologize.
Interesting how that happened this week.
That happened last week.
That happened this week.
That happened last
That
week.
happened this week. Why don't you show our viewers? That's right. That happened this week.
Hey, when did that happen?
He's gonna agree with you. Obviously, you're doing
I didn't
shit.
even watch NXT last week, so Ciampa comes out. Wasn't that last week?
Yes, thank you.
See?
And what's the date on there, actually? Right on top.
See?
June 27th.
Point. Right there.
It's facts.
Okay, cool.
So, sir.
Say whatever you want to say.
Say whatever you want to say. When it's literally dated, and I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, of course not, because you're doing something else.
See, there's a reason I use my notes on my phone, because it keeps track of the date that you put it in. Like, I still have something from almost 2 years ago of Denzel will never play 3-point contest in Wii ever again. Unless invited
Story time?
to. And almost 2 years to the date.
Wii Sports.
Wii Sports.
We resort.
Resort Sports, yes. The 3-point contest he can't play unless invited to.
So I'm assuming he lost to you.
No.
Had nothing to do with him. I was just trying to break my friend's father's record. I tied it, but I didn't break it.
Oh.
Yep. And he tried it like how many times?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
And it got to that. He was like, he tied it. It was like, I can do this. I know I can. And our buddy was like, if you don't do it, you're not doing it again. He was like, if I don't do it, I will never play 3-point contest again unless I'm invited to play it.
Man of his word. Because he had to play it, I'm assuming.
It's true.
Yep. And since then, hasn't played it.
You know something? You really are more trash than Oscar the fucking Grouch.
I'm more trash.
Yes,
than
you
Oscar
are.
the Grouch. Where the fuck is this coming from?
From you saying I'm fucking scum of the fucking earth.
Am I wrong?
Yes! Yes, you are!
How am I
How am I
wrong?
the scum of the fucking
Oh
earth?
my god! That fucking smile, Eric. I know you're up to something.
No, that's I'm just gonna. This is an awkward situation for me. I'm just gonna casually
That
sit
really
here.
hit a nerve with you, didn't it?
Yeah!
I'm glad.
Yeah!
I'm glad.
Because I thought you knew me better than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you knew me better than that. You're the one calling me out, doing something with him, trying to scheme something against you.
It's not necessarily against me, it's whatever helps you keep that. Because I know you want to hold on to that for as long as fucking possible. But
Who wouldn't?
Who
wouldn't?
are so
Who wouldn't?
concerned.
Who does this and says, "Oh, I don't want to hold on for a long time. I just want to hold on for a few days."
The difference between that is if I lose, fuck it, I lose. I'll take it. I lost. I'll try to get back, but I know that I lost. I'm not gonna team up.
If you know that
with this fucker,
you lose, correct? That's what you just said. You take it.
I'll take the L like a man.
Like a man.
Not like Drake.
Right. You'll just take the L. That's the end of that story. I lost, fair and square.
Because tomorrow he'll bounce back.
I lost fair and square. I'll try to get back.
Why is it that if a certain situation happens with me, I have to grant you a best of 7? You should just take the L.
Because, like I said, I'm gonna try to get back.
Okay. You're fucking pissing me off.
Who?
You.
Why? Well, I'm just sitting here.
You fucking know what? This was his plan.
What?
You sneaky son of a bitch.
What?
What?
Was that it? To like...
I have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about. I just want to get through this fucking podcast.
Don't speak to your king that way. When just yesterday you said, anyone but you, Nelson.
That wasn't yesterday. That was the day before.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. 2 days ago.
And yes.
Okay.
And I've had a couple days to think of since then. You don't forget, I have a lot on the table here, too.
Like what?
What do you mean, like what?
Like what?
You think I can trust either of you two? How do I know you two aren't in cahoots?
Oh my god.
But I know better. I know
code.
he's not going to trust you
It's
as
code.
much as he doesn't trust me.
It's
and you're not
cohorts.
going to trust me.
Cohorts.
It's cahoots. And I know you're not going to trust me as much as you're not going to trust him.
I trust you way less than I
Let
trust
me
him.
explain to you about something. Okay, you give me reason to not to trust you.
You give
He
us a
hasn't.
lot of fucking reason to not
hasn't.
trust you.
He hasn't.
He has reason. I have reason not to trust you.
Why?
Excuse me.
What did I do?
Excuse me.
What did I do?
Excuse
I
me.
gave you something you didn't have.
It-
You're welcome.
No.
Wow.
That has nothing to do with that.
then what is it?
You didn't give me anything I didn't have.
Yeah, I did. I put that little. I started that fire.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
There
Yes.
you see
We're not doing this again.
sitting there
But-
across the way.
This right here.
Touch my
Shut the fuck up.
Don't touch my $17.97 title.
About her.
Ironically,
That's fine. You can
it says
find it.
Mr.
That's
Arcadia
That's
there.
as close as you'll ever get to it.
Because you are the king.
See? 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 Why is he saying that? To piss me off.
Why would that piss you off? I'm buying in.
You're scheming.
I'm not. I have nothing to
You're
scheme.
fucking scheming.
I have nothing to
You know what he's
scheme.
been telling me lately too? That the next predictions, like the punishment, is gonna be so good if it happens to either one of us. I was like, so what happens if you lose? He was like, it probably won't be as funny.
No, I said it would probably still be funny, but it's gonna be
It would
shitty.
suck.
Yeah, it's gonna suck. Cause it's whoever loses, not just one, both.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
So
One gets affected more than the other, but yes.
so you gotta win to stay out of this punishment.
Yes.
He's scheming.
I know he is. He's
I'm not scheming. I'm literally not scheming. I'm gonna work to win this back, but he is the king. Until then, I will respect my king.
he knows better than to try to pull something like that.
He's scheming.
I have a
So,
lot,
sir,
I have a lot. I have a lot. Oh, a lot against you, buddy.
You ever think maybe that's my game?
Oh yeah?
so you are scheming.
No. I just know better.
What do you mean you know better?
You have a weight over my shoulder right now.
I have a huge weight over your shoulder.
Yes.
A level 7 weight over your shoulder.
Yes. So therefore, I know better than to piss off the king.
What did you do?
There's something.
Contracts. Everywhere there is a contract.
There's something else going on. That's not it, because you've been an asshole even before and after you knew that.
I've had a lot to learn.
Oh yeah? From what? Your last night?
No?
Interesting.
So, I think this was the first week Raw was kind of dud.
Yeah, that's why we've been talking about random shit just now.
That's why? I thought it was
Who,
because we all didn't trust each other.
I don't know. Who watched it besides me?
I caught the recaps, that's it.
I caught a little bit on TVs, but I was at work. I was so not into whatever was happening, I just stopped watching.
Cool. Alright, so let me just refresh myself. Okay. Beginning was the opener of why would they want to do this, but the opening to Monday Night Raw was Roman Reigns. Comes out, says that he doesn't like Bob.
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 Says never that he thought that he would ever lose to the Revival, as if the Revival are just pieces of shit. I don't understand.
Because they're totally not a great tag team right
Correct. Says Bob wasn't the guy 10 years ago, and he won't be the guy 10 years from now, because Reigns is the guy, the man around here, the big dog, blah, 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 Q and Dolph and Drew, in which they take turns beating the shit down on Roman Reigns, until Seth Rollins comes in and helps him out, and you know what's going to happen.
now. We got ourselves a tag team match, players.
But Roman does say that Kurt Angle put him and Bobby Lashley in another tag team match against the Revival that night. So we'll see what happens. It's back from break. Kurt Angle is backstage with Roman, and Seth says he booked the match against Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler for next week. Because Reigns, you're facing the Revival with Bobby Lashley. Reigns refuses. How dare you? La la la. So he puts him in a match with... He's doing double duty. So you get twice the Roman. Aren't you glad you're not doing Raw anymore?
Yeah.
The next match is Matt Hardy versus Curtis Axel.
There is no Bray Wyatt there.
Bray Wyatt was in a serious car accident.
He was in a car injury.
Yeah.
The car was injured.
The car was injured. The car was totaled.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, but does not mention the Michael Cole and whatever didn't mention the car accident. I have to freaking look it up. Matt hits the ring. B-Team appears on the Titantron once again, doing stupid impressions. At this point, I liked it the first 2 times.
Now it's kind of getting...
Now it's like, okay, I know Bo can do Bray. I know Curtis can somewhat do Matt. Not really. But like last week, they should have ended it because of the whole coughing with the fog. That was funny. Just, it's getting stale. And we still have 1 more week until Extreme Rules, which they'll probably do this shit again. So the match doesn't last very long. Legit, Curtis Axel to finish did this like Cody Rhodes looking like finisher when Cody Rhodes was in WWE. You know how he like had his head in this
like
crossroads.
Yeah, the crossroads.
The spinning neck breaker.
That's what Curtis Axel did and pinned him 1, 2, 3.
Or the drift away.
Yeah,
or the purge, a la Nikki Cross.
Yeah. Anyone else that uses that move?
Those are the only ones that come to mind.
Pretty much Curtis Axel goes over clean.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Curtis was about to get hit with a twist of fate, and then Bo hopped on the apron. That's how. And then Hardy threw him into the corner. He lifted Hardy up, and Hardy smacked his face on the post, which led to the crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
Drift away. Purge. There is a rumor going around about the tag team champions and what's next.
Raw tag team champions?
Yeah.
I heard Authors of Pain.
Yep, are going to win it at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
But now that it's out there, I'm sure they'll go back and forth. And it'll end in some fuckery.
But they have been announcing stuff like this very early lately and then switching it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because Extreme Rules was supposed to be Miz versus Daniel Bryan. But now, God knows. Rumor is they're saving that for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And if DB isn't going to resign, they're
then
having
Miz
the Miz win.
Mm-hmm. I read that too.
Yep.
Because apparently if DB doesn't sign by Extreme Rules, the Miz is supposed to screw Kane and Daniel Bryan over.
Well, that's the plan.
That's the plan anyways.
Is it? Because I heard that they were going to give him a run.
No, that's the plan.
For at least until SummerSlam.
I didn't hear that at all.
Yeah, no.
That's what I heard, because they wanted to do Sanity versus Kane and Daniel Bryan. That was all if he'd signed, obviously. Back from break, Roman Reigns is talking to Seth Rollins in the locker room when Bobby Lashley walks in.
Sounds like you really enjoyed this Raw.
It just sucked. The ending was kind of funny, but it just sucked. So they literally went back and forth talking. It's the same shit they talked about last week, where Lashley's like, "You're not the guy. I've been here, done this," and then Roman calls him Bob, and it's the same old story. Well, if you watched last week, you watched this week. It pretty much is what it is.
But worse this week.
A little bit worse, yeah. It was just a repeat. So we see we see the recent happenings between Bayley and Sasha Banks.
Dr. Shelby.
Bayley is shown in the waiting room when Banks walks in, because they're both... Well, Bayley had that 10 o'clock meeting, and then Sasha also had a 10 o'clock meeting. They start arguing about appointment times, and then Dr. Shelby returns. Shelby asks them to follow him into the friend zone. The camera cuts to Banks and Bayley on a couch in Shelby's office. Shelby says this is a safe space because he runs everything on the 7 principles of friendship. We all remember Dr. Shelby.
I heard this was very bad, though.
It was horrendous.
It could have been even worse if it wasn't for the fact that they did it literally like 30 seconds to like a minute long segment. Next up, Titus Worldwide versus the Authors of Pain. Next up, back from break, we see Kevin Owens.
We know how that went.
Yep.
Authors of Pain won.
With the last chapter.
Yes, on Apollo Crews, which just pisses me off.
He's kind of dead in the water.
Back from break, we see Kevin Owens arriving to the arena. In the back, Cole comments on how Owens usually isn't this late. Owens looks worried. tells the valet, no chance. Not giving you my keys this time. Big mistake. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler for the next match. Yes. And if you're expecting a great match with a great finish, it didn't. The Revival came out and pretty much beat the shit out of Roman, and then the referee was like, what the fuck? Ding, ding, ding. Drew McIntyre and Dolph hit the, shit. Do they have a name for that move?
No, it's the Claymore into the zigzag stuff.
Yeah.
That's all it is, Claymore into zigzag. They did it on Seth Rollins. It looked pretty badass. It always does. Can't wait for the 30-minute match, Iron Man match between Seth and Dolph. It's gonna steal the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily, hands down. Like, love Rusev, but him and AJ aren't gonna steal the show.
No. Nobody's stealing that show besides that match.
Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins, that is a combination for fucking... Oh my god.
Your new Shawn Michaels, Dolph Ziggler.
Just gonna be like jizz all over the walls.
Pretty much.
Oh, wait, too soon?
You know, I'm no longer employed there, so I don't care. Kurt Angle is backstage after a commercial again. Kevin Owens walks in wearing a bra. What's wrong?
A bra.
What's wrong? Because you were laughing before then.
No, I was laughing at that comment and then jizz all over the walls.
Why is it always on my fucking segment? You gotta be like...
I wasn't even saying anything. I was just laughing that time.
It is always his segment, though.
It's because someone always makes a comment on his segment.
Like the Spanish Armada? No, that was my segment.
That was yours. Go on.
I will find a way to take back NXT. So I would shut your mouth.
Good luck.
And make you watch 3 hours of shit.
Good luck. I ain't giving up
No,
NXT.
I didn't say you didn't say you had to give it up.
Hey!
I said I would steal it.
You can't steal it.
There are ways.
No, there aren't.
There are ways.
No, there aren't. Good luck.
Owen says Angle has to do something about Braun Strowman because he's crazy. Angle says we settle things in the ring, and it sounds like Owens, you want a match. Owens literally says, "What? No. What part of that did you hear me say? I want a match with Braun Strowman." So Angle announces, "Well, guess what? Owens versus Strowman tonight." Owens isn't happy. He walks away. We go to the ring. Out comes Constable Barry Corbin. Next up, Ember Moon versus Liv Morgan.
Without Ruby Riott.
Did you see well before then the Baron Corbin thing? Did you see that by any chance?
I don't think so.
Baron Corbin and Finn Balor.
Baron
Corbin was getting so pissed off. He looks at Finn and says, "You twerp."
Really?
And then hold on, let me see if I wrote down what Finn says something stupid. Hold on, let me just look at my messages real quick because me and Shell were texting during that, and it was mad funny what she said. Oh yeah, Finn calls Baron stooge.
Yeah.
Dude, so Baron calls him, what was it?
Twerp.
A twerp.
Aggressively, he was like twerp. We're back in kindergarten, kids.
That's what happens when Vince runs the show.
So it was pretty much back and forth. It's gonna lead up to a match which got leaked earlier today that Baron will take on Finn Balor
On the pre-show, most likely.
at Extreme Rules, which is I don't want to watch that, man. So Ember Moon versus Liv Morgan. Ruby Riott's not there because she suffered a knee injury at a live event.
The same live event that Bray Wyatt got the car crash trying to get to.
Yep. Pretty much, Moon sends Liv across the ring and breaks the hold. Liv fights back. They trade shots in the middle of the ring. Moon does a stomp to the gut. Moon goes to the top rope. Clips for the pin. 1, 2, 3. It's kind of weird because Sarah Logan comes in and she says, "You screwed up," or you said something. I forget what she said, but it seemed kind of genuine.
All I know is Liv literally took that fucking Eclipse beautifully.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
She sold the shit out of that.
Yeah. But I don't know. I didn't see anything because I rewatched the match again. I didn't see anything wrong that Ember did. I don't know why Sarah had to say, "You screwed up," or "You done did it," or some stupid shit she
She's
said.
probably just making threats.
Yeah. I know, because I was looking into the Ruby thing. They were saying it was with her knee, but they weren't saying the severity of it.
Yeah.
So they're saying it could be like a couple weeks or it could be months.
Yeah.
Apparently, she sprained her MLC.
Yep, that was it. She sprained her MLC.
Yeah.
But because we don't know severity, it's like, are the Riot Squad going to be dead in the water, or...
Just like Absolution.
Yeah.
Oh, Absolution is dead. Period.
They're just Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
Yeah. Oh, actually, it's... Mandy. You have to say it like she's a porn star.
How do we say Sonya Deville? Sonya Deville?
Sonya Deville.
Bitch! I feel like she'll punch me in the face just for saying her name wrong.
We go back to Dr. Shelby.
Oh, God.
I love the commentary. Sasha Banks and Bailey, they were showing clips earlier, so they go back to it. Banks says they have been there for hours, and she wants to go because this just isn't working. Shelby wants to give it another shot. Banks mocks...
I keep thinking Shelby.
Banks mocks Bailey, and Bailey mocks Banks. Pretty much, Dr. Shelby was like, Banks,
Be Bailey.
Be Bailey. What does Bailey think? What does she do? And so she played like she was 5 years old, and Bailey played like she was just a bitch.
I mean, Bailey's not wrong.
So they get up, they yell at each other. Dr. Shelby tries to get in between them, and they just both look at Shelby and say, "Shut up." And then Shelby just looks at the camera with outrage. She says, "Enough!" And then it said, "To be continued."
Because we totally want this to keep going.
Yeah.
Yay!
Next up, the Revival versus Roman and Booby.
Yay!
So, the ending, pretty much. Dash gets sent out of the ring. Dawson also eats a spine buster. Lashley keeps begging for a tag because Roman just wants to be like, I'm the guy here. I want to make sure we do things right here. Reigns calls, waits for Dash to get up, but Dawson grabs his foot from the floor. They double team Reigns again and again and again to beat the shit out of him. Referee counted to 1 and then 5 and then asked for the bell, disqualification. Bobby just stands on the ropes as the Revival is beating up Roman, and Lashley just like just watching, and then he just leaves and just like,
shit, I would. Like, bro, fucking tag me in.
Yeah. And I was talking to Eric about this earlier. But it's like, obviously they want Reigns to be over, and they want Reigns to be face. They want Reigns to get the crowd going along with him. This is not how you do it, because you're making Reigns look like an asshole. Bobby's literally looking like the true face of this robbery, because he's like, just tag me in. We'll win if you tag me in. Everyone's like, nope, fuck you.
Because he thinks it's his yard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take shit in it.
Undertaker probably would have beaten the Revival in like 2 minutes.
We would have actually seen a double chokeslam for once.
Yeah?
Yeah. Hey, we saw that with Kane.
I'm just saying, it's rare that it happens. Like, you see the 2 hands go on the throat, and you're like, is he gonna get it?
Yeah. We go back to Kurt Angle and Kevin Owens again. Owens wants Angle to cancel his match with Braun Strowman, but Angle isn't interested. Owens tries kissing up to Angle, but Angle says there's no way he's getting out of the match. It's still on. Yada yada. He's still wearing this Baron Corbin sweater, which is, I guess, it's kind of entertaining.
See, things would be so much better for Kevin Owens if he just didn't piss off Kurt when he got drafted.
Probably. And things would have been a lot better for Kevin Owens had Sammy not get injured. Because I feel like we'd be seeing Sammy go through all this shit.
Rumor is Sammy will be back in like February now.
Yeah, that's
so
what
he will be back for
He
WrestleMania.
will be back.
As of right now.
He will be back.
And what do you think is going to at that point? I mean, they don't do Money in the Bank at WrestleMania anymore, so
They're
it's
just
like,
gonna throw him in the Battle Royal, most likely. Coming back
sucks.
that late.
Yeah.
Back from break, we see what just happened with Reigns and Lashley. Blah blah blah. Angle says Lashley just left, and their singles match is on for Extreme Rules. Saying Lashley shouldn't have just left. Should have went in there and helped out Roman. And I don't know if you're watching the same match I was, Kurt. But they have a singles match at Extreme Rules. So far, I think there's one Extreme Rules match for the pay-per-view Extreme Rules.
And it just got made that night.
Yeah. Mojo Rawley versus No Way Jose. Next up, Mickey James versus Nia Jax.
I heard that didn't even happen.
No, it didn't, because apparently Kurt Angle doesn't make the matches. Mojo Rawley makes the matches. So when Mojo came out, he was like, no way, Jose. You don't get a match with me again. He threw some guy like 20 feet.
The
cheeseburger?
The new cheeseburger guy.
It wasn't Todd.
It was a different cheeseburger guy.
Yeah.
And he flew.
He flew.
Like Megan?
Worse. This motherfucker flew like... I don't want to say it because I don't want to get ridiculed.
Alright, we'll just stop that from going on.
I don't know, now I'm curious.
We see a little segment with Ronda Rousey. She says that she will be at Extreme Rules because, yes, she is suspended, but doesn't mean she can't buy a ticket. So...
Well, I heard the way she said it was, yes, I'm suspended from Raw, but not from Extreme Rules. And it was kind of like...
She says, I'm suspended from Raw, but I'm not suspended from pay-per-views. But then again, why do you need a ticket? You can just go. You work there.
Well, they use that as a whole storyline. Like, I bought a ticket. In all reality, they didn't buy a ticket.
No,
but I mean, like, the way she said it didn't sound right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like that one time with Brie when she bought a ticket and Stephanie slapped the shit out of her and she had Stephanie arrested.
I'm gonna make you my bitch. Okay, Stephanie.
Mickey versus Nia. Nia wins easily. I mean, like Bliss was trying to distract her, but Nia had Natty on her side. So ultimately, Nia Jax did that Samoan drop to Mickey. Mickey loses again. La-di-da.
La-di-da.
Natalya stands tall with Jax as Bliss recovers on the floor and looks to be bleeding a bit from the nose, which wasn't. Because I looked it back. It's actually like right above her lip. I guess she like got smacked.
Oh.
I don't know if Natty was wearing a ring or something.
Pulled her off.
Oh yeah, that's right. So she might have
apron.
just scratched it or something. I don't know. Whatever. Kevin Owens again is backstage and cueing Jinder Mahal.
Oh god.
What's the matter? You know what you need to do?
I'm gonna hurt you. I'm so gonna hurt you.
Tranquility.
I
Zell, please. Come on.
But, sir, you're
Maharaja.
I'm not gonna leave. I'm not as bad as Eric.
No, I have to be kicked out. You kicked me out to recuperate.
You listen.
So Charlie,
you don't need to be kicked out.
Charlie talks to Kevin, and while Jinder is still breathing back and forth. Jinder is actually, I'm actually kind of liking this new Jinder. But Charlie was like, so are you worried? Are you like nervous that you're facing Braun? And Owen's like, what, are you stupid? Like literally. Says, no, I'm thrilled to have the match with Strowman. It's still on. I'm not shaken up. I fought the monster before, and tonight I'm going to show the world how you destroy a monster. And Owens goes back to breathing with Mahal. Back from break again. Dumb amount of commercials, man.
3 hours of commercials.
Pretty much, it was just Roman and Lashley. They were talking about, wow, Extreme Rules match, all that shit. I don't know why, but whatever. The main event happens. Pretty much, this is where I got the card because the Michael Cole and Corey Graves are going through the card for Extreme Rules. Literally, there's one match that says Extreme Rules match because it showed Rusev and AJ and all these other. Finn obviously and Baron went there because that just got announced, but even that's a singles match. Like,
we'll see what changes.
Why not just call the pay-per-view something else?
I will say what I think the other Extreme Rules match is going to be when I'm talking about SmackDown.
So it's happening on SmackDown?
I think it's going to be on SmackDown. Because I can see it.
Okay. So KO versus Braun Strowman. KO goes in. he locks up with Braun and runs away because there's no way. Counts to 10. End of that. KO keeps running back. Runs into the backstage area where he's looking for his keys. Like, where are my keys? The valet guy's there, and he's like, you should have given it to me. And so he looks around. He hears a Braun coming in.
Here's a Braun
coming in. So he runs into a porta potty. You know, Kevin Owens is not the smartest man in the world, but he runs into a porta potty, sits there, and Braun finally comes out, trying to look around, couldn't find him, walks back out, and then stops and looks back, knocks on the door, and he goes, "Is anyone in there?"
I didn't realize Braun's voice could be this high pitched.
It was so squeaky. And Kevin's like, "No, go away, leave me alone." So Braun finds conveniently placed duct tape behind the porta potty, starts rapping it, and obviously lets Kevin Owens know who it is, and Kevin's freaking out. So Braun it was also...
I was watching all this with no sound.
There's also like straps, and Braun put it around him, walked out with him, and Kevin for a while wasn't saying anything, so to make sure Braun knows Braun's making sure Kevin's okay, smashes on the porta potty. He's like, please, So they go up the ramp, and it almost fucking failed. He brings him up the ramp, and the freaking potty goes like this, and you see Braun's face. Braun's like, "Oh shit!"
So he had to make it still so he could pull it back and level it.
So he puts it all the way at the end, and Michael's like, "No, Braun, don't do that, Braun, don't do it." And so Braun walks away, looks at the fans, and the fans are all wanting it to happen, and Braun just runs, pushes it, smash. And considering this is the PG era, you're not gonna see shit on Kevin Owens.
It was blue.
You're gonna see that blue goop on Kevin Owens. And Braun stands tall saying, Braun, as Kevin Owens is like,
I'm gonna give Raw a C.
That's
generous.
That is generous. And
I didn't watch it, but that last segment sounded like everything.
yeah, the last segment, I mean, if it was Roman and Bobby Lashley, the last segment, I've been like, F this. The fact that was the last segment, I'm like, you know what, I can actually sleep kind of happy. I can just forget the past 2.5 hours and sleep kind of happy, because 30 minutes of this was Kevin Owens and Braun and Seth with Dolph with some Roman and some Drew. So that was a good match. And then yeah, what do you give it, Eric?
C-.
C-.
You said my C was generous. You got a C-.
I'm trying to think.
It's your show.
I give it.
Mm-hmm.
He's not rating anymore.
No, I'm rating. But I'm putting it into perspective so that way people understand how great this show was. I give it liver out of barbecue chicken.
That's fucking gross.
No, I give it like... Honestly, I want to do it like... I'm going to start doing it to...
On a number base?
Yeah.
2.
I'm going to start taking segments, putting numbers out of 10s, and then matches per numbers out of 10s. Take those two numbers, put them together, and then just like divide it by how many there was.
So get the average.
Right. Probably a 4 out of 10. Below average. Average would be like... I don't know. Like the Mojo and No Way Jose was 20 minutes of bullshit.
I think Raw, number-wise, I think Raw would average out to a 6.
Yeah, 6.
On a consistent basis.
Yeah. There are weeks like this where it's a 4. Next week is the Go Home show.
But remember the last Go Home show we had.
I don't want to talk about it.
I know, but it's like...
Actually, all the Go Home shows this year so far.
Next week is the Go Home show, and if it's shit now, oh my god.
Hopefully they're saving everything big for next week.
Well, no, they did everything big the first 2 weeks.
They really did. The first 2 weeks were amazing.
Well, on to SmackDown Live.
I'm sweating like a pack mule.
And SmackDown Live opened with Renee Young in the ring.
Sorry.
Are you serious? Are you serious right now? All he said was he's sweating like a pack mule. What the?
Just the way he said it, though.
I'm sweating like a pack mule. He said it like anybody would. Do you need to leave?
I'm not going to.
Do you need to leave?
No, I'm good.
No, you're not good.
I'm good.
No, you're not.
No.
No, I'm not gonna go because you're gonna keep laughing.
You know what? I was worried about today too. I kept talking. I'm like, it's gonna suck on Thursday. Like, I love doing this, but it's gonna suck on Thursday.
See, no, you gotta go. You gotta go. Get out.
Why does this happen every fucking week?
At least it's in between segments.
I guess this is their commercial break.
Sir,
I'm good.
get it together. Pack mule. You're not good.
Because I remember 2 weeks ago we were talking about and then last week we talked about poop, and then this week is this. It's hot.
You might have to bring back what's his name. Is your friend still here?
Brother Sinestro?
Yeah,
I can find out.
he was cool. You don't have to go find him. I'm saying he's cool. I don't think Nell liked him very much.
He was kind of a prick.
I listened to that podcast. He was actually very nice to you. You attacked him instantly.
him for shit.
You were attacking him off the rip for no reason.
I was trying to help that man. He was new. You gotta break in the newbies.
And you were yelling at him the entire time.
It's fine.
And then got mad because he corrected you on your show.
It's a cat thing.
Yeah, what?
I don't know.
It's a cat eating cat thing.
So this week on Smackdown Live...
The heat's getting to me.
Nope. See, I said this week on Smackdown Live again. That's why I fucked up.
Okay.
Cheerio. Let's go. Renee Young, Smackdown
Yes.
Live. How did it open? Daniel Bryan and Kane, I believe.
I hate both of you. Fuck! Now you got me doing it! This week on SmackDown Live opened with Renee Young in the ring. Renee Young introduced, for the first time in 5 years, Team... Nope, go. Out. No. Out. No. Out. No. Out. No. Out. Out.
You know, I would give anything to be on the Spanish Armada right now.
Out. No. Out.
No.
Yes.
No.
Get out.
I will not be oppressed.
Yes, you will. Yes, the fuck you will.
No.
Get out.
No.
You know what? Fuck his knee then.
Oh my god.
I will not be oppressed.
Get out. Get out.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It is yours, Mr. Arcadia here.
He's so sweaty.
It is about 100 and fucking degrees here. And I can't breathe.
He's too fat.
It is like so hot. And the weather assholes. Yeah.
This reminds me of that one time I was drunk and my ex dragged me in bareback on hardwood.
This is how I felt when the weather guy said it's going to be 80 this week. I just felt like screaming. So we will be back soon. We're just
No, you're not.
we're just all
Goodbye.
just chilling here. The heat is really getting to Eric, unfortunately. I have enough water on me to feed all the people of Africa, if you will.
Get out. Did you just open the fucking freezer?
Literally, I think my left tit can feed half of Africa, based on the sweat that's there.
He's too fucking fat.
Are we good?
No, he's not good because he's still fucking laughing.
Are we still not back from commercial? All right, we're back.
Sounds calm.
We're back, guys.
Ow!
Sorry if I gave you nightmares.
Wow, you're sweating. It's hot. I'm very slimy.
I said a couple of things on there that's gonna frighten our fans.
What did you say?
Might get a dislike.
What did you say?
It's okay.
What?
We'll play it back after. Go on with SmackDown.
Renee Young.
Opens up with Dan Bryan and Kane.
Yep, for the first time in 5 years. This segment reminded me.
Don't laugh.
I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna hurt him a lot. Right, you know what? You can stay and you can laugh, but I give you one kick. Deal? Deal?
Oh my god.
Come on. Right here.
Oh my god, this is gonna hurt. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to hear isn't for the faint of heart.
Can I get a good extension here without hitting something?
Probably not.
Anderson,
What?
you're asking to be murdered.
Back up.
Oh, I'm like, you know when you're breathing in, all you're breathing is hot air.
Dripping
You
everywhere.
ready? I am.
It's freaking.
You're what?
I'm ready.
Oh, myself.
You
He's
ready?
about to do a Daniel Bryan kick. What are you about to hear?
I recommend you do the thing that where...
Yeah,
your
you would do
chest
that.
doesn't
He could break your rib cage.
Yeah, he almost has before.
Right there. Ready?
Ah! Ah! Ah!
That wasn't that bad.
Your arm took the brunt of it.
Are you okay, Eric?
Yeah.
So,
Ow! God damn it!
it opened with Renee Young in the ring. I am much happier right now, by the way.
So he
It
can laugh
opened-
as much as he wants. But he's in pain currently and hot.
Oh, very hot.
It opened with Renee Young in the ring, introducing Team Hell No for the first time in 5 years. And
What was that?
this segment reminded me why I love Team Hell No. They are genuinely funny, not like forced funny. So they were talking about, their time over the years, what they've done, the teams they've beat, their memorable moments. And then Kane says how we always had Daniel Bryan's back. And Bryan said, no, you haven't. What about that time you tombstone me there and there and there and tried to end my career? And Kane's like, hey, details. They argue for a little bit, but then finally, the Usos come out and the Usos are like, if all we gotta do is hug to get a title opportunity, Us, give me a hug. Matter of fact, give me 3 hugs.
3 title opportunity.
Now we have 4.
So good.
Paige then came out and made a match for them. Because if the Usos win, the match at Extreme Rules becomes a triple threat match. We then got another Jeff Hardy promo backstage. We can only do these for so long. Still okay with it, but we can
Was
only do
he
these for so long.
in like white face paint again, or
He did red, white, and
Red,
blue
white,
this
and
time.
oh, 4th of July?
Yeah.
And remember, is part of the reason he hasn't been in action too much? He's nursing another injury.
Yeah. He wasn't even doing the swanton at
Yeah,
live
he did
events.
a twist of fate followed by a splash.
Yeah. But, yeah, then we got Asuka backstage talking about Battle of the Sexes and how she's going to whip James Ellsworth's ass because that's a match tonight. Jeff Hardy made his entrance, and The Miz entered the challenge. Answered the challenge. They put on a very good TV match. What do you expect for The Miz and Jeff Hardy? As you said, Swanton Bomb, not Swanton, Twist of Fate, Splash.
I only saw that because they were some fans were actually worried that he was doing that because he's getting older, but obviously it's because he's
He's just nursing. Like I said, good match. Nothing to complain about.
All right.
Then we got the clip of James Ellsworth talking about how men are superior to women, and I'm surprised like there hasn't been an outrage yet of feminists. Waiting for it. We then got the New Day pancake eating contest hosted by Byron Saxton. Well, there are people outside having fun. Nope, that's a dog.
That's a chihuahua being murdered.
He introduced Kofi, even references his old Jamaican days. Introduced Xavier Woods, and then said, we don't have time for Biggie. Don't know if that was legit, or... Don't know. They barely ate 5 pancakes, and then Sanity came out and whooped that ass. I believe that is going to be an Extreme Rules match. For no reason, and they're going to waste it on that. Just because they want to show that Sanity is crazy. I think they're going to waste it on it. I don't want them to, but I think they're going to waste it on that. Because Sanity versus the New Day can be a very good match.
Good God, it is going to be an Extreme Rules, and New Day's going to implement something to do with pancakes.
But Sanity, pretend the last 2 weeks didn't happen and this was Sanity's debut. Just pretend that and everything is okay.
Yeah. And you know what? I heard this too from a few outlets that said the exact same thing, where it's like they would have just waited for the New Day because it would have been a perfect rivalry.
Oh, totally. 3-on-3. Mm-hmm. Let's see. So at this point, I will talk about a little backstage segment between R-Truth and Ty Dillinger. R-Truth is saying now that he is on SmackDown Live, because this happened on WWE.com. Now that he's on SmackDown Live, him and Ty Dillinger should form a tag team. And Ty says, Truth, I'm sorry. I need to work on establishing my name. I need to prove myself. And Samoa Joe walks by and Truth says, what about him? And so Dylan's just like, what? So Joe said, no, because it's how it actually started. I missed this whole part. Ty Dillinger was telling him about Independence Day, and our Truth says, well, what about the aliens and the White House blowing up? And Dillinger's like, no, that was a movie. So Samoa Joe walks by, and Truth waves at him, and Joe's like, don't wave at me. And then Truth says, well, Ty wants to prove himself against somebody. And Ty looks at him like, what are you doing? Stop. And Joe walks over, and he's like, you want to what? And Truth is like, yeah, he wants to prove himself against somebody. This man thinks the White House blew up. He thinks he's an alien. Yo, he's crazy. You really want to fight him? And Dillinger just takes a breath and he goes, well, Joe says, you couldn't handle being in the ring with me. And Dillinger just takes a breath and he goes, well, there's only one way to find out. So it's looking like next week we're going to get Ty Dillinger versus Samoa Joe. Won't be pretty. But you know what we're not getting? Andrade Cien Almas doing anything.
Yeah,
wasn't there a segment?
Wasn't he supposed to be facing Sin Cara this week?
He's supposed to be facing him this week, last week, the week before. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
Igolo.
So next, say it right.
Igolo.
They're also doing it the same way with Raw, with Bobby Roode. We haven't seen in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And Elias.
Yeah. Ellie Golo.
They choose to do it to Andrade Cien Almas.
Makes sense. So then James Ellsworth versus Asuka was about to start. Carmella made her entrance and sat down at ringside. Asuka slapped the dog shit out of James Ellsworth. Beat him down. It wasn't too much though, because Ellsworth ran out of the ring and Asuka chased him all around till they got counted out. Then Carmella kind of got the better of Asuka while she was chasing Ellsworth, and they ran. I'm really not surprised. I didn't expect there to be a finish here. But so then cuts to backstage.
Hold on. You gotta think. I'm not asking for predictions or anything, but just an early talk. You gotta think that Asuka has to win.
That's what we thought about Shinsuke.
Asuka is.
But this is different now. Asuka has to win.
Asuka was pissed. But I will get to what's happening with them next week. Because then backstage, we got Daniel Bryan and Kane again. And Kane was saying, Daniel, you're like my brother. And Daniel goes, Kane, you set your brother on fire. Once again, Kane's like, details. But he talks it up, saying, we're going to be tag team champions. And Daniel Bryan says, yes, yes, yes. AJ was shown putting his gloves on because AJ is fighting Aiden English. Nothing much to say about that. It is then we get the announcement that at Extreme Rules, we will have the return of Shinsuke Nakamura, and he will face Jeff Hardy for the U.S. title like he was supposed to.
Interesting.
AJ then makes his entrance, and following his entrance, Rusev Day comes in, but it's just Rusev's music. Aiden doesn't do a song or anything, it's just Rusev. Rusev grabs the mic, and he tells AJ, I'm going to beat you down. I'm going to kick in the door of the house that you built. I'm going to evict you and move in and take that title. Rusev goes to leave the ring, and he goes, oh, and AJ, I forgot. And then Aiden English jumps AJ from behind. This match was a lot more of just a showcase that, like, AJ is AJ. Aiden had the upper hand for a while, but once AJ caught up, that was kind of it. It was just showed AJ is a veteran and Aiden is not that much. AJ won with the calf crusher after reversing. And, yeah, that was pretty much it. Rusev then beat down AJ after the bell, hit him with a Machka kick on the outside, and put him in a accolade. And that was really it. Nice setup for both men. They really need to sell this angle next week, though. Because so far it's been alright.
Question.
Answer.
Who's more over?
Rusev or AJ?
Because think about it. Last pay-per-view, AJ was supposed to lose. Had it not been for 2K. And now there's so many rumors going around that Vince wants to give Rusev the Jinder Mahal type push. Where he's champion for 3 to 4 months.
I don't see that happening.
I don't see it happening either, but who's over?
I don't see them dropping the title from AJ until after SummerSlam.
So he's going to retain at SummerSlam?
Because the rumor that next is Joe. That's the rumor at Hell in a Cell.
Right.
I don't know what they're gonna do for SummerSlam, so I'm kind of just at the waiting point.
Yeah.
Because he's at the point now where he can lose that title any month.
Because what's pissing off Vince is that once again, a freaking poster came out to a town saying, "Oh, catch Hell in a Cell, where you get to see Roman versus Kevin, and Joe versus AJ."
Yep.
Last time this happened, Vince literally changed all of his plans, so that way people would actually show up to something that wasn't spoiled already.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they're planting it so that way they sell more tickets. I have no idea.
We'll find out. So last stuff. So then we had a backstage promo from the Iconics. This week, Peyton Royce is facing Becky Lynch, and I love that she's growing her hair out again. Don't get me wrong, she's beautiful with short hair, but she is absolutely stunning with long hair.
Mm-hmm. I think it's the other way around.
Well, you're a guy who likes shorter hair.
I guess that's true.
I do like long hair.
But you prefer.
I have no preference. It all depends.
Prefer short hair or long hair, Eric?
What?
What do you prefer, short or long?
Long
I
hair.
prefer long.
It depends on the person. Some people
Always has to make. You can't ever answer a damn question.
it depends on the person. Some people pull off short hair very good, where others
So
don't.
they cut a promo.
And she pulls.
Billy
off
was
short hair.
smiling. Peyton had a bitch face on because she says, "I'm not going to smile until I finish what you finished last week or the week before, and I'm going to beat Becky Lynch. And that will make me smile." And then she smiled, looking gorgeous, as always.
Is she loose?
As she is. That is my bae. We then got a backstage segment between Carmella and Ellsworth, and Paige walks up, and Paige is like... Paige looks at Carmella and she's like, "Hey, Carmella, how you doing? Love how you're using a man to justify you being a woman's champion. Great, you're doing a great job. Keep up on that. As for you, James..." And she starts, like, rubbing on his side and grabs his hand, and she's like, "I know what your fantasy is, and trust me, I know how to make it come true. Next week, you're going to face Asuka, and that ring is going to be surrounded by every female superstar.
The Lumberjill match.
The Lumberjill match."
Yep.
Carmella's not happy. Then, guess what? Becky Lynch and Peyton Royce were already in the ring. Both of them in the ring. No entrance.
You lose.
I was sick. I didn't want to watch anymore. I thought about giving up Smackdown.
Oh my god.
That's the.
All right, that's right, because you didn't get to see her little booty thing.
Not
She
even that.
does.
Her and Becky Lynch deserve a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Disrespectful. Match is what you expect. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Quick match. Becky won with a disarmer. I don't know if they're building up Becky to be the next challenger, but I don't even know if Asuka's going to win the belt.
I think so. I think because the way they're doing Becky, I think Carmella will figure something out. Because right now it's what, a singles match?
Yeah.
There's no stipulations?
Not yet.
There will be. Right now it's just Carmella versus Asuka. Carmella will get the upper hand, and Carmella will take on Becky. And then I think that's when Becky will finally get the title.
It's possible.
Yes.
That's possible. We'll
At
see.
least that's what I'm hoping.
Shinsuke then had a promo on Jeff Hardy. He said, "Why does Jeff wear face paint? Is he a clown? Is he ashamed?" He said Extreme Rules will take his pride, his honor, and his United States Championship. When he said that, he's like, "Why does Jeff Hardy wear face paint? Is he a clown?" I literally just laughed. I was like, damn. That's what we're doing here. The Usos make their entrance. We then got an advertisement for 205 Live. Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy in a no DQ match. I'm pretty sure it was a very good match.
It was an amazing match.
We then got Kane and Daniel Bryan. This match started very fast-paced, and it just showed you why the Usos are one of the best tag teams in WWE, and Kane and DB still have the chemistry. As I said, very good match. The match ended in a spot where the Usos went for the double Us on Kane. Kane caught both of them by their throats, sat up, threw one of them to Daniel Bryan with the knee. Kane chokeslammed the other one. 1, 2, 3. End of match. They win. Usos lose. And then the Bludgeon Brothers came out and they had a stare down and it went off the air.
Okay.
When I started watching SmackDown, I felt like everything was too predictable.
Yeah.
But it changed on me over time. The results, still predictable. But
See, with SmackDown, even if they have a bad show, I feel when AJ's wrestling, that's always a plus.
always.
And when Shinsuke talks, that's
Heel
always a
Shinsuke.
plus. Yes.
And then you had DB and Kane against the Usos.
Yeah.
So,
Although DB and Kane, I'm not too all lovey for right now. I'm just all right, cool. They're back together. I just feel sad because they're calling this Daniel Bryan's farewell tour.
yeah,
And
they're
I'm
giving him a bunch of nostalgia
I
matches.
don't want this. I want him to sign already.
Hey, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
I guess that's true.
I think it's more likely than not that he is.
We'll just
I
have
think
to.
he's leaving.
I think that's very possible.
Well, that's why I meant.
I'm
Okay.
60-40. He's leaving.
I'm
70-30.
70-30. Yeah.
So, what'd you guys rate SmackDown?
B+.
C+.
I give it a B+.
Damn, that was drastic.
C+. Because of the disrespect to Peyton and Becky.
That doesn't deserve 2 letter grades down.
Yes, it goddamn does. It barely.
If they didn't disrespect Peyton and Becky, what would it have been? I love how we're not even saying Billy Kay.
B.
B. I was around the B area. I was torn between a B, B minus,
I give it a B+.
but I'll set it at a solid B.
Sorry. 8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10.
That
Doritos out of Funyuns.
Give it an 8 out of 10. That's what we're doing here.
okay, Meltzer.
No, that's 7 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
He's
don't
an
get me
idiot.
wrong.
He's a complete idiot.
He is so biased against
He's worse.
WWE.
He's worse than fucking Russo.
He is so biased, especially because Gargano and Ciampa, who put on an amazing match, got 5 stars. I love Kenny Omega to death. Greatest wrestler in the world. Best wrestler of all time, in my opinion. 6 and 7 stars constantly. Makes sense. But still, Gargano and Ciampa at least deserve a 6.
Am I getting into this conversation? I believe 205 Live is next.
Yes, 205 Live is next, and so far, after I'm done, 205 Live will be the highest rated show for the week.
I disagree.
Excuse you?
I disagree.
Why?
Because the first 2 matches that were a minute and a half long.
Okay, but the main event made up for everything. And actually, the minute and a half match that started it was actually very nice to see.
Okay.
Well, the show kicked off with Drake Maverick backstage announcing for next week that there will be a cruiserweight title match between Cedric Alexander and Hideo Itami. And then he just ran down the card for the rest of the night, basically announcing Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy in the rubber match to settle the rivalry in a no DQ match, and revealing that TJP will be getting the respect he's been asking for, and he'll be facing an opponent of Drake Maverick's choosing. Well, TJP went out to the ring. He started talking, saying that Maverick has picked all of his opponents because that's his job. He can't help but notice he's not in the main event. His match isn't for the title, and he's stuck in this nowhere town of Yamaha, Nebraska. And then he banters with the crowd running down Omaha, then says he'll play around and calls for his opponent because it's tap out time. And who comes out?
Dar 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 dar.
Dar 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 dar.
Dar 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 dar.
But honestly,
Dar dar dar.
You good? But no.
Dar dar dar.
TJP, I love what they're doing with him. They're making him a pretty decent heel at this point by him just shitting on Maverick, and he kind of resembles Kevin Owens a little bit. But Noam Dar beat him in like a minute and a half. The match barely got to start. And then after that, went to some highlights from the feud between Buddy Murphy, and then he was like working out in the locker room. And then he says there's no one like him in the division, which is why after he takes out Mustafa Ali, it doesn't matter if it's Cedric or Hideo, he's taking the belt. And then Dasha caught up with TJP, but he just ignored her refused to talk to her and walked right out the building. Next was Akira Tozawa versus Jason Strike, who was like I assume he was a local talent, but as soon as Tozawa came out, Leo Rush's music hit, and Leo Rush came out to watch at ringside. The match was somewhat quick, but you could see Leo Rush was getting into Tozawa's head a little bit because Jason Strike was able to get some offense, but not enough. Akira hit the senton, pinned him 1-2-3. Then Leo Rush grabbed the mic. And he says he's a fan and can see why Tozawa is a former champ, but he wonders if he's not resting on his laurels and just sitting around waiting for opportunities. And Akira should be shamed. Leo's different. He doesn't wait for anything. Maybe when Tozawa's done waiting around, he'll step into the ring with a 23-year-old piece of gold and feel the rush.
Feel the rush. That's the only thing I can't get behind.
Yeah. But I guess you can say Leo Rush is going to be a gold rush soon.
That was awful. 0 points.
Well, next was
You lose.
Ali warming up.
You lose!
But he stops to tell everyone about Murphy is dangerous, but he's the guy who runs at danger instead of away from it. Tonight the rules will get broken, and the night he shows the Juggernaut is just a man. Next is a selfie promo with Alexander, who plans to give it all to Hideo and to add him to the legacy he's building. And then it was the main event with Mustafa Ali, Buddy Murphy. Such a great match. Oh, so there were quite a few spots in this match that were beautiful. I'm just gonna start with the first one. They had the top tier of the steps in the ring, and it was upside down, standing tall, and Buddy Murphy was on the turnbuckle. Mustafa Ali hops up and grabs him, steps on the stairs, steps on the topper tier of the stairs, and does a superplex.
The topper tier?
Yeah.
The upper tier?
Well, actually, technically, because that would be the lower tier, but the highest point of the steps as it was standing, which was higher than the turnbuckle and the post. That's how tall that freaking those steps are when they're standing up straight. He did a superplex off of that.
Goddamn.
Yeah. Then it went back and forth, led to them going outside because the fans started chanting, "We want tables." So Buddy Murphy ripped off the announce table stuff. They went back and forth a little bit longer, but then Buddy Murphy got the upper hand a little bit, went to the announce table with Mustafa, tried to put Mustafa down and go to the barricade, and as he was climbing the barricade, Mustafa got back up. He shoved Mustafa back, and he rolled over the table, went to the ring, apron, ran across the table, hopped on the barricade, and did the Spanish fly to Buddy Murphy onto the announce table, but the announce table did not break. It was one of those spots. But it was so beautiful. He got Buddy Murphy back in the ring. Murphy then ran and kneed him, and his arms got locked into the ropes, and 3 times Buddy Murphy just ran full sprint and kneed him in the face while he was wrapped in the rope.
Dead.
Got him out and gave him one more knee. 1, 2, Mustafa Ali kicked out. And at that point, Buddy Murphy was like, I have no idea. Basically, when Nell kept kicking out of pins.
I literally said it when I was watching it. I was like, Mustafa Ali with resiliency.
And there goes Buddy Murphy. He looks like Zell.
So,
Bastard.
Mustafa was standing in the corner now. Buddy Murphy had set up the steps laying down, was gonna go run and knee him in the corner, but Mustafa ran to the steps and gave him a tornado DDT, pinned him for the 1-2-3, taking the rubber match.
Sounds like a fun match.
It was so good.
Have to give it a watch.
You definitely do. So, but I gave it a B+ out of everything I graded so far this week, and it was definitely worth the watch. There wasn't a single tag match this time around, which we've had multiple tag matches every single week for God knows how long at this point. So it was very nice to not see a tag match.
It sounds like it furthered a lot of things. Even though the two matches had a lot of point to them that were a minute long, they were still a minute long.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more on the end of a B-.
See, they did a lot of story building in those matches.
That's why I'm giving everything a B-, because they built story. If there were 1 minute matches and no story, it would be way further down.
See, it's rated way higher than SmackDown for me. And Raw. Because I couldn't get behind SmackDown or Raw in 205 Live. It being the hour it had, it showcased that hour by building stories and having... regardless if it was a short match, they were all good matches. Even
I
though it was...
don't know how you can say a good match being a squash match. Twice.
Because...
I'll give you TJP, because he's been squashing guys left and right, and then he gets squashed.
Poetic.
Yeah, that was pretty good. The Akira Tozawa match against a jobber.
Yeah, but the jobber got some offense in.
A punch.
No, he got more than a punch.
Dude, it was a minute and a half long.
It was not a minute and a half.
Their entrances were longer than the match.
The jobber didn't get an entrance.
Exactly. It was Akira and Leo.
I just love Leo Rush, though. He is gold. I'm contemplating giving this an A just because of Leo Rush.
God.
Wow. That sounds a little bit much.
I told you, I'm 100% sold on Leo Rush now.
I stand by my B-.
What about you now?
Same thing as SmackDown, B+.
Was not suspecting, but...
I wasn't gonna give it a shit. I mean, the Buddy Murphy match was gold. That was gold.
It was. Well, that's it for 205 Live. Now on to my NXT. So last week, William Regal had sent out a text saying that Johnny needs to be done with this Tommaso Ciampa bit, and that he'll be facing EC3 this week. They also announced that Velveteen Dream will be going against former Ring of Honor star Chris Dijak, who's actually from Massachusetts.
Good for him.
I just found that out. And then it will be the latest chapter in the Mighty's rise in the tag division. But the show kicked off with The Bay, Dakota Kai versus Santana Garrett, who was in the
Mae Young Classic.
Yes, thank you. But it was a pretty good match all around. Santana Garrett showed like her athleticism in this, but Dakota Kai eventually ended up getting the win because Bay deserves it. Listen, I love her. You leave her out of this.
We're talking about her.
But his snark at the end.
It wasn't that good of a match, Ryan.
It was a pretty good match.
It was the worst thing on that. Well, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying
it was not the worst thing.
It was the worst on that card.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
What was?
We'll get to it.
Okay. It better not be what I think you're gonna say.
What?
We'll get to it.
I know exactly what you're gonna go.
We'll get to it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Eventually. So, there was a part in this which literally
So snappy.
pissed me off. And it involved Bianca Belair, who was on a boat.
Why was she on a boat?
Because she was on a honeymoon.
Oh yeah, her and Montez Ford got married. That's right.
So, while she's on this boat, she starts talking smack about
She's now a street prophet.
all the women's division and how she's seen all these comments saying how this person deserves a title shot, this person deserves a title shot. And she's like, how? None of you deserve a title shot.
No, she's undefeated.
I'm undefeated, she said.
Yeah. Valid point. If anybody's undefeated, they deserve a title shot.
She's not undefeated.
Yeah, she is.
The Mayo Classic doesn't count.
She's undefeated in the tapings of NXT.
Yes, when it's live to the fans.
Yes.
When it matters, Eric.
Yeah?
That's all they care about half the time.
Yes.
But they show the clips of her botching probably the worst botch for...
They didn't show. That shit got leaked out.
No, they showed that on TV. After that. I remember that vividly. That's why she's Botcha Belair.
Don't remember ever seeing that on TV. I remember saying, bro, look at this.
I know. I found that on my own. And then I remember them showing it on TV because they announced that she was hurt slightly.
What next?
And, she was hot garbage. I can't stand her. I hate her more than Shayna Baszler.
Oh, was that the worst segment?
No, actually, this was a really good segment.
I said it pissed you off.
Hmm?
You said it pissed you off.
Oh, so the worst segment must be the worst thing ever. Let's hear it.
No, Shayna Baszler's segment was next, and it was a really good segment.
Oh,
No, I was talking about Bianca.
No, that pissed me off. That was the worst segment. Next was actually Shayna Baszler, who just basically started talking crap about everyone that she's beaten, saying that she beat Nikki Cross and put Nikki Cross to sleep at TakeOver. She claimed WWE was even holding a second Mae Young Classic and scouring the globe to find someone to face her. And then she said the outcome will ultimately be the same. She'll put them down and retain her title.
You gotta curve it in so that it looks like an ace, because you want to get the booty into that.
Like that?
Yeah, like
Like,
that.
make it come together like
There
butt
you go. There you
cheeks.
go. But the thumbs have to be away. Thumbs have to be away.
I'ma just...
Ace is fake.
Are you done?
I did that too. He didn't point at me though, bastard.
Well, I had the jacket.
Are you done?
Motherfucker. That's true.
I had the jacket and I got the
I should
point,
put lights around
and
the
I got
P1. The shirt I was wearing, I should put like lights, like blue lights. Like, hey, look at me, click.
Look at me. He would have just been like, no.
Are you done?
I'm not gonna look at you. We're having a conversation.
He probably would have came up to be like, I need that shirt.
I need that shirt.
Sure, bro, take it.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Well, I feel like this was a missed opportunity.
My shirt just lights up so much. I need that shirt.
I feel like this was a missed opportunity here.
For Shayna?
Yeah.
For AJ to get the shirt?
No, I don't give a fuck about AJ. Fuck AJ.
Rude.
Wow.
So rude.
Right.
But no, this was a missed opportunity on NXT's
Talk
end.
during his and he gets all
Yeah, but
pissy.
she needs a promo to her Achilles heel is her mic skills.
She needs to work on it.
Big time.
Well,
she can wrestle. She knows how to do holds. She knows how to. She can wrestle.
I wouldn't say that, but I feel like if how she's saying all this, like there's nobody to challenge her, this would have been that perfect opportunity for them to show Io Shirai.
I know, but it's gonna be a little long.
She's not
She's
coming
part
until
of the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
She did sign.
She won't be there until after the Mae Young Classic.
She'll probably win and then challenge Shayna.
Yeah.
Because the winner challenges Shayna.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is going to be interesting. But also, Kairi Sane is going to be taking on Bianca Belair next week, I think. Or either
poor girl.
Bianca Belair or Lacey Evans. I have to double check.
We're doing Lacey again?
But she spoke very good English. Very good English.
Her English isn't that bad.
Her what?
Her English isn't that bad.
I thought you said English for a second.
Light up shirt!
Asshole! But no.
Whenever you hit the button, you could get like an 8-bit
something
like...
on Instagram.
Continue.
I should have hold up, like, next time I go see him, I'm going to hold up a sign that says $1 Million Challenge.
He'd just be like, alright.
As he's already practicing.
That's fine. He can practice all he wants.
What if he's
practice
like...
all night and all day.
What if he's like...
The result is the same. You lose. He uses Sting, by the way.
Does he?
He leaked that. That's his go-to character in 2K.
Okay. He switches it up. I'm using myself.
Perfect. I had plenty of practice.
He just puts you in a fucking pretzel and you're like, I don't know what's going on!
I think it could be AJ. If it was Xavier, I would love to play Xavier.
Well, that's the thing. I haven't seen AJ play 2K.
If I'm having cancer, like if I have cancer and I'm like dying, you guys need to like contact Kenny. Be like, there's a kid who can beat you.
Get fucked.
There's a kid who can beat
A
you.
kid.
In Street
Hey.
Fighter.
A kid.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know, I'm not letting that happen.
That's fine. You would, and I know you would too.
As long as I get to meet Kenny. Yes.
You'd all go. Be like, these are my young bucks.
I forgot about the Twitter.
That's okay. We'll get to that after.
Yeah. I can
Anywho,
do that.
now that you two assholes are done.
Wow, he can laugh all throughout our segments, but we just talk
Exactly.
through
We can't even
his,
talk.
right?
There's a difference. I laugh, and you laugh. Y'all are just interrupting to be ignorant pieces of shit that you are.
That's just rude, sir. Calling us ignorant pieces of shit.
Next
Maybe
was a
you're
handicap
ignorant.
match, because
Now he's ignoring us,
Tucker Knight got hurt.
quote unquote.
Yeah. So they did their backstage in the workout room video together. Otis went to go grab something, and then you
Steak.
hear a bang.
He was talking about how he likes the steak.
Yeah. You hear a bang, and then he runs back. He's like, Tucky! Tucky! Tucky!
Did he do his weird, like the weird thing he does with his legs when he runs? Like he like kicks out. He's like,
You couldn't see. Because literally
The
he
only-
was holding the camera facing that way, and then
Yeah.
you just see Tucker Knight just laying there, and you see the Mighty running across in the window.
The only thing I got on that was when he was talking about how he loves his steak. He was like, rare, not cooked. I'll eat anything.
Yeah.
It's so funny. As long as it's a steak.
would he eat Nia Jax?
I don't know.
Is that anything?
Well, Nia Jax isn't a steak.
She could be
She's
to
like
him. Nope. What is she?
Real speak.
She's like a what?
Nothing.
No, you already.
I was
You
gonna say
started.
she's like a turkey.
Heavy Machinery tag team partner Otis
Machinery.
to
Alexa
go
Bliss
in
is like
alone
tofu.
against the Mighty.
She is a
Dozovich
nice
actually
meal.
controlled
She is a
early,
nice-
but then the numbers game caught up to him.
Peyton Royce is like.
Thorne
that
attacked
buffet?
behind the officials
Need a
back
toothpick
and
at the
seized
end?
momentum for him
Oh
and
no,
Nick
I'll keep
Miller.
that in my teeth forever.
And then they worked Dozovich
I wouldn't stop eating.
over and over, and then did a nasty side
suffocate.
suplex that grounded the big man.
Jim,
A double
now I'm horny.
suplex that allowed Dozovich to get back. Then he delivered the trademark Caterpillar elbow, drops to both of his opponents, and then he tried the Vader bomb, which didn't work out. Miller pulled Thorne, and then Dozovich crashed into the mat. And then a running forearm, which was their finisher, earned the victory for the Mighty.
Now I'm just thinking about Peyton Royce on a buffet table.
This match was the worst match on the card.
Well, it was 1-on-2.
It's rare that handicap matches are good.
Yeah, but it was bad. And he was trying to say Dakota Kai's match was worse.
It was.
It was not.
It was.
It was not.
It was boring as shit.
It was not.
You only say that because you like Dakota Kai. Like, when you used to do Raw, you'd be like, oh, Roman Reigns, it sucks, you know what you're gonna get. Next. Oh, Seth Rollins, hey, this is what Seth Rollins did.
Am I wrong? You're doing the same shit now!
Well, this week, yeah. Last 2 weeks, I've been actually praising Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
This week, they're just repeating. That was Raw. Raw's theme was repeat. Except for the porta potty.
Except for the photo potty.
Kevin Owens doesn't want to repeat.
They couldn't do the card twice.
No.
That's a lot of insurance claims this year.
So you've admitted to being biased against people.
Velveteen. Next was the Velveteen Dream match versus Chris Dijak. Chris Dijak. Oh my god, he is so good. I loved watching him in the ring against Velveteen. He controlled 90% of this match. But he ended up slipping up. Dream hit the DDT, capitalized for the win. Very good match all around, though. And then there was the main event, which was Johnny Gargano and EC3. And right before that,
I thought Peyton Royce was the main event.
there was a segment backstage with the Undisputed Era and Danny Burch, because Danny Burch was like getting interviewed, and they were asking about
Oni Lorcan.
Orny Lorcan
With his eye being
and his,
shut.
Orbital bone.
his orbital bone, but before he could actually get any information out there,
Get the get.
In came the Undisputed Era, who were like, oh, what's going on? You were so close to winning those titles, but it didn't happen. But you know what that means for you? You guys are back of the line now. And you know who's in front? We are. And then Danny Burch was like, oh, that's funny that you say that, because you guys just couldn't hold on to your titles against Mustache Mountain.
Mustache.
So...
It's Mustache Mountain.
And then Adam Young started, like, getting hot.
Adam Young.
Adam Cole started... You see, you're pissing me off.
Adam Young?
Adam Cole started, like...
Who the fuck is Adam Young?
Shut the fuck up! Adam Cole started, like, mouthing off to Danny Burch. Danny Burch was like, oh, if that's the case, why don't you face me one-on-one? So, in comes a tweet from William Regal saying that Adam Cole will be going one-on-one with Danny Burch next week. And also next week is the rematch for the NXT Tag Team titles. So yeah, that's happening. And then it was the main event, Johnny Gargano versus EC3. This was a really good match.
Hold on. Since you're like correcting me on my fucking Raw, how did EC3 come out?
Sorry.
That's right.
Velveteen won.
Velveteen was on the ground dancing.
He wasn't on the ground dancing.
And then
he
was
was
making
like
love. He was making love to the mat.
He was making love to the mat like Edge used to do back in the day. But
I don't think anyone does it like Edge used to do it.
But right as soon as like he started doing that, they the announcers were like, and Velveteen hates when people try to steal his spotlight, this and that. And EC3's music hits.
The top 1%.
Velveteen was like appalled, like walking out just looking at him, and EC3's like,
because see, there was a reason for this. At Faneuil Hall or whatever it was that they had the last thing of the UK.
There's some hall.
There was a tag match with EC3
and
Velveteen, and Velveteen left the match.
Okay.
So EC3's not happy about that.
Well, I mean, if he's the top 1%,
it really doesn't matter.
Partner.
Yeah.
I don't see the issue there.
Yeah. Well,
Mr. 1%ers only hang out with 1%ers.
He came out and he did this little whole thing where he pointed to the screen here and the E popped up, pointed here, and then the C, then the 3.
Yeah, that's what he does.
And then turned around, came out to the ring, all swaggy, his little swag walk, like he's better than everybody.
But it was cool because when he went on the top of the turnbuckle as Velveteen was walking away, and Velveteen was looking at him, you see just stand at the turnbuckle and he goes, just looks at Velveteen. Velveteen's like, you motherfucker, okay. Yeah. You wait.
That happened. And then Johnny Gargano came out. And this match is when I realized something as I was watching. The crowd was like, their mouths weren't moving.
I don't know. You have to watch this match, though, to give your opinion.
And then
I don't know if they did what you said they did.
I think they inserted Johnny Wrestling's and EC3 chants. Because the recording sound was completely different of them chanting from what the tone of the announcers and all them were, from what it normally sounds like. It sounded like it was staged that way. And I was like,
I know they've done that to Raw before.
Yeah. Roman, to be precise.
Mm-hmm. They literally planted like a group of Roman people.
Yeah.
To piss off
Paul Heyman. Even just turned down his booze from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was... You could hear... it seemed weird. It was like 50-50. EC3, Johnny Wrestling. EC3, Johnny Wrestling. And
EC3 is over.
But at one point...
NX3
it went on for a good 30 seconds. And there was like nothing going on in the match.
That happens.
No, it was planted. You know it was planted.
I don't know, dude.
Because they panned the fans and nobody was clapping and nobody was talking.
That was the hard camera.
Yeah, yes, it pans to one section, but the way those chairs were, that is an entire arena.
I don't know, dude. Like I said, you gotta watch it.
I'm telling you, they planted that. But it was a really good match at the end of the day. Gargano shocked me here. Like, he had such a ruthless aggression here, and he came out of the gates firing away at EC3, like, to the point EC3, like, ran out of the ring instantly. Gargano followed him, started beating the crap out of him some more. He came in, EC3 put him in a headlock. He was like, enough! Enough! I was cracking up. Gargano, like, was like a rabid dog and got out, went to go for, like, a clothesline, but EC3 just, like, shoulder checked him and he landed on the mat. From there, it was, like, back and forth. But how Johnny ended up winning this match, he hit a couple of his super kicks after he kicked out of one of EC3's moves. And EC3 was... The way Johnny did it was looked at him and was like blood boiling instantly. Like he saw Ciampa. Like when Ciampa was mocking him and he just went off the edge. Did the same thing to EC3 and then DDT'd him onto the mat like Ciampa did to him. Straight spiked him and pinned him 1, 2, 3.
Interesting.
And that was it for NXT. I gave NXT an A-.
Wait.
I thought you said 205 Live was your highest rated show of the week.
So far, I said. From what we did. But NXT got an A- for me.
From the sound of it, sounds like a B+.
B.
A- for me. And that's it for this week.
Interesting week, minus Monday.
And Tuesday.
Tuesday was pretty good.
You're the only one who didn't like Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're all in agreement though. Monday sucked. If you want to watch Monday Night Raw, watch last week. It's the same shit.
You're not missing anything.
Last week was the better show.
By a very slight edge.
No, it was actually a really good show. They just repeated. They're like, oh wow, we did a great job. Let's do the exact same thing.
Well, at that point, that wraps up this week's podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next week. Be sure to, like, subscribe, comment, do all that good shit. Follow us on Facebook. Who knows, we might have a Twitter soon because somebody has to talk shit about Kenny Omega.
Mash the like button.
Mash that shit. Mash it.
Smashing.
Nigel Thornberry that shit. You can comment and tell us what you think's gonna happen, or even if you just want to say hi. What up, Kid Limbo?
And feel free to comment if you want to see Brother Sinestro come back, even though Nell doesn't want that. Brother Sinestro wants to come back and actually hang out with you guys again.
No, you look like you've seen a ghost.
It's whatever. I think one broken a year was enough.
Well, if somebody didn't hit me on the head with a fucking pan.
Allegedly.
It's on video!
Allegedly.
There's evidence!
Allegedly.
I'm gonna kick him again.
I'll hit you in the head with a pan again.
You just admitted it!
Prove it.
We have it recorded.
Prove it.
It's right there.
Prove it's me.
Right there.
Prove it's you. We'll get a voice match.
It won't work.
Oh, now he's trying to sound deeper. Too late, motherfucker. All right, we will catch you all next time on the Phenomenal Podcast.